So I'm Jake Rivas, and I'm a financial advisor here in San Antonio. I work with primarily young professionals, helping to educate them on personal finances, help them to see the benefits of starting early, saving early, investing young. That's what I do. So, interesting story. I grew up from humble beginnings. So both of my parents worked really hard. My mom didn't work for a while when we were kids because she wanted to stay home with us. And the negative to that was that we didn't have a lot of money growing up. And so when it came time to go to college, I had no idea how to go about paying for school, how to put myself through school. So I had to figure all that out. And then I had to take out a ton of student loans. And so once I started taking those out, nobody knew how to go about repaying them, what were some smart strategies with stuff like that. And so I thought, well, I'm sort of intrigued by this process. Why don't I take a personal finance class in college and we'll see kind of how it feels, because I couldn't decide on a major. And so took a personal finance class, decided I loved it, and then did some research about the industry as a whole and found that there's this underserved generation of millennials who aren't being accessed, aren't finding good financial advice from professionals, because your traditional financial advisor loves to focus on a wealthy generation, an older generation, because there are assets to manage, but they're leaving this big gap for millennials to try to educate them, start them young, making those smart choices with their finances so that they build wealth over time. So I have these two clients, and I met with the clients about 1.5 years ago, and we started talking about personal financial planning and the process, and they were a little taken back by just how much discomfort they had with the entire process. And so that to me was a glaring indication that, like, all right, this is the perfect description of a millennial. So this couple had recently gotten married. They were doing a fantastic job controlling expenses. So they weren't overspending, they made decent incomes, and they had accumulated like quite a sufficient nest egg, which is fantastic. The problem was that there was no focus or intention with that saving. So they were just kind of saving, parking money away, but there was really no purpose. So for them, that didn't provide any sort of gratification. They sort of felt lost, like their wheels were spinning, they couldn't really go anywhere. And so throughout our education process, which is what I like to say with my clients when I take them on, as a consulting client, is that I'm providing you with education so that you feel confident enough in your personal situation to make positive changes moving forward. I'm here to guide you and be that objective third party, but you guys have to make these decisions for yourself because this is your life and you're the expert of it. And so throughout the process, we discovered that there were some behavioral concerns there that they didn't really think about, some past issues that came up about taking risk with money, parents who had lost money for different reasons. And so uncovering all of those things for them was really eye-opening. And then they were able to take and visualize specific action-oriented goals to do with their money now. And so that helped them feel more successful, feel more confident in all of those financial planning decisions that we then decided to implement together. And so fast forward 2 years and here we sit and they have a defined plan with different objectives, and they've hired me to consult with them and guide them along this financial journey because it's a process, it's not just a product. And so throughout this process, I'm gonna be there to help steer them in the right direction, but ultimately they're gonna make those decisions for themselves. So I would encourage anybody to check out all of my different resources that I have out there available, because I like to give out free advice, free content, just to check it out, because millennials can be apprehensive when it comes to dealing with a financial advisor. So my podcast show, which airs on iTunes, Stitcher, all of the other directories, can be found at jakes2cents.com. And then I'm also all over social media at jakes2cents. And so you can tweet me or Facebook me, and that's where you can find good stuff.